Hey Chiefs Kingdom, are you ready for this one? Because this news hits with a mix of pride, nostalgia, and just a little bit of shock. A Super Bowl champion, a warrior in the trenches, a protector of the blind side, he's officially calling it a career. And trust me, the story behind this retirement is something every Kansas City Chiefs fan needs to hear. We're talking about a guy who stepped into Kansas City, handled business, and helped deliver a championship when it mattered most. But here's the twist. His journey didn't end the way many expected. So what really happened, and what does this mean for the Kansas City Chiefs moving forward? Stay with me because this story goes deeper than just a retirement announcement. Because today we break down everything, from his arrival in Kansas City to his impact during that Super Bowl run, and the unexpected turn that led to this moment. And I want to hear from you. Did the Chiefs move on too soon? Or was this always inevitable? The news dropped on April 26th, and it immediately caught the attention of Chiefs Kingdom. Donovan Smith, the veteran left tackle and Super Bowl 58 champion, officially announced his retirement after 9 seasons in the NFL. And just like that, another chapter of Chiefs history quietly closed. Now let's rewind for a second. Smith wasn't always a Chief. He entered the league back in 2015 as a second-round pick out of Penn State, drafted by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. From day one, he proved he could handle the pressure, starting over 120 games during his time in Tampa. And here's something that adds a little drama to the story. He actually faced the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl 55, protecting Tom Brady's blindside in that dominant Buccaneers victory. Yeah, that same guy would later become part of a championship run in Kansas City. Fast forward to 2023, and the Chiefs made a move that raised some eyebrows. After being released by Tampa Bay, Smith signed a 1-year, $9 million deal with Kansas City. Some fans questioned it. Others saw it as a smart veteran addition. But what we got was a player who stepped in and did exactly what was needed. He became the starting left tackle, lining up opposite Jawan Taylor, and took on the responsibility of protecting Patrick Mahomes, arguably the most important job in football. And let's be real, that's not an easy role. Chiefs Kingdom knows how critical the left tackle position is. You're not just blocking, you're protecting the franchise. Now, the regular season wasn't perfect. Smith dealt with injuries and ended up starting 12 games. There were ups and downs, moments where fans debated his performance. But here's where things get interesting. When the playoffs arrived, Donovan Smith showed up. And I mean really showed up. He started all 4 postseason games. Every single one. And during that stretch, the Chiefs went on a dominant run that ended with a Super Bowl 58 victory over the San Francisco 49ers. That's what defines players like him. Not just the regular season stats, but what they do when everything is on the line. And let's talk about that Super Bowl run. The offensive line held strong. Mahomes had time to work his magic. And Smith played a key role in keeping that offense alive in critical moments. It wasn't always flashy. It wasn't always perfect. But it was effective. And in the playoffs, effective is everything. So when the season ended, most fans assumed there was a chance Smith could stick around. After all, he helped bring a Lombardi trophy back to Kansas City. But then came the surprise. The Chiefs decided to pivot at the left tackle position heading into the 2024 season. And at the time, it left a lot of fans asking, why move on after success? Well, later we found out there was more to the story. Donovan Smith suffered an injury while training in May of 2024. An injury serious enough to keep him out for the entire season. And just like that, everything changed. No comeback, no second run, just uncertainty. That kind of setback is brutal, especially for a veteran player. You work your entire career to stay at the top, and one moment can shift everything. Now, with his retirement announcement, it all makes sense. After 9 seasons, over 120 starts, and a Super Bowl championship with the Kansas City Chiefs, Smith decided it was time. And the respect from his teammates, that tells you everything you need to know about who he was in that locker room. Players like Leo Chenal, George Karlaftis, Creed Humphrey, and others flooded the comments with messages of respect and admiration. Words like congrats, honor, and blessings kept showing up. That's not just about football. That's about leadership, presence, and the kind of impact that goes beyond the field. Now let's talk about his legacy in Kansas City. It might have been just one season, but it was a meaningful one. He protected Mahomes during a championship run. He showed toughness through injuries, and he delivered when the lights were brightest. And honestly, one of the most memorable moments, it wasn't even on the field. It was after the AFC Championship game win over the Ravens. Donovan Smith went live on Instagram, talking trash, bringing energy, showing that swagger that defines championship teams. That attitude carried into the Super Bowl. Even when players like Nick Bosa tried to bring that same energy, the Chiefs stayed locked in, and they backed it up. That's what Donovan Smith represented. Confidence, edge, and the ability to stand on business when it mattered most. So now the question shifts to you, Chiefs Kingdom. How do you remember Donovan Smith's time in Kansas City? Was it the Super Bowl run, the leadership, the attitude, or the way he stepped up when the team needed him most? And looking ahead, do you think the Chiefs made the right call moving on when they did? Or could there have been another chapter if things played out differently? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this is one of those stories where every fan has an opinion. And if you're new here, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more Kansas City Chiefs news, updates, and deep dives like this. Share this video with your fellow Chiefs fans, and let's keep building the strongest community in Chiefs Kingdom. Because here, we don't just watch the game, we live it. And as we keep digging into this story, you start to realize that Donovan Smith's journey is one of resilience more than anything else. This wasn't a perfect, storybook career from start to finish. It was a grind. From his early days in Tampa to his final run with the Kansas City Chiefs, he had to earn everything the hard way. Think about it. Over 120 starts in the NFL is no small feat. That's years of battling elite pass rushers, dealing with injuries, and constantly being under pressure to perform. Offensive tackles don't always get the spotlight, but when they do their job right, it changes everything for a team. And that's exactly what Smith brought to the Kansas City Chiefs. Stability, experience, and a level of toughness that you can't teach. Especially during that Super Bowl run, where every snap mattered, every block counted, and every mistake could cost you a championship. Now let's zoom in on something that often gets overlooked, his impact on Patrick Mahomes. Protecting a quarterback like Mahomes isn't just about physical ability, it's about chemistry, trust, and awareness. Mahomes is known for extending plays, moving outside the pocket, creating magic out of chaos. That puts even more pressure on offensive linemen. And yet, during that playoff stretch, the protection held up when it mattered most. That doesn't happen by accident. That's communication, preparation, and veterans like Donovan Smith stepping up in big moments. And here's something else to consider, his presence in the locker room. When you see so many teammates reacting to his retirement with respect and appreciation, it tells you he was more than just a player. He was a leader, a voice, a guy who brought energy and accountability to the team. Those are the kind of players championship teams are built on. Not just superstars, but veterans who understand the moment and elevate everyone around them. Now, let's talk about the what-if scenario, because you know Chiefs Kingdom has been thinking about it. What if that injury in 2024 never happened? What if Donovan Smith had another healthy season in him? Could he have remained the answer at left tackle for the Kansas City Chiefs? It's a fair question, and honestly, we'll never know. But what we do know is this: the Chiefs chose to move forward, and in the NFL, that's the reality. It's a business. Tough decisions get made even after championship seasons. And for Smith, that decision, combined with the injury, likely accelerated the end of his career. Still, walking away as a Super Bowl champion? That's something most players can only dream of. And let's not forget, he beat the Chiefs in a Super Bowl, then later helped them win one. That's a rare full-circle moment that adds another layer to his legacy. Now I want to bring it back to you again, Chiefs Kingdom. When you look at this current offensive line, do you feel confident moving forward without a veteran like Donovan Smith? Or do you think the team still needs that kind of presence to stay at the top? And beyond that, what does this say about the Chiefs' long-term strategy at left tackle? Are they building for the future or still searching for stability? These are the conversations that define the offseason. Because every move, Every departure, every new addition, it all builds toward one goal, getting back to the Super Bowl. And moments like this, when a veteran steps away, they remind us how quickly things change in the NFL. One season you're lifting the Lombardi Trophy, celebrating in the streets of Kansas City. And the next, you're announcing your retirement. That's why you have to appreciate these runs while they happen. Because nothing is guaranteed. Donovan Smith gave Chiefs Kingdom a season to remember. A championship. A presence on that offensive line that helped make history. And now, he walks away from the game with respect, with accomplishments, and with his name forever tied to a Super Bowl winning team. So as we close this out, take a moment to appreciate that journey. From Tampa Bay to Kansas City. From protecting Tom Brady to protecting Patrick Mahomes. From battling the Chiefs to becoming a champion with them. That's a career worth celebrating. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more Kansas City Chiefs news, updates, and deep dives, you already know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss a single update. Drop your thoughts in the comments. How will you remember Donovan Smith? And what grade do you give his time with the Kansas City Chiefs? And don't forget to share this video with your friends, your family, and every member of Chiefs Kingdom. Because here, every story matters. And every fan has a voice.